Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to a very special one-shot episode of Valkyrie Flight. I'm your Dungeon Master, Bazag. Unfortunately, the Schrodinger's cat guest turned out to be dead, so no guest star for this week. But
rumor has it he was pretty lame anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the property of the particular guest star, but yeah, let's start with our introductions. Let's start with Captain.
Hey there, I'm Akon. I'm playing Captain Bad Decisions, Captain Tituchesco.
Let's go with our Science Officer.
I'm Bookwormy playing Lieutenant Commander Thazareth.
And our Tactical Officer.
Phoenix Blue here as Lieutenant Commander Sylphan.
Our Medical Officer.
Sky Chef as Dr. Kalani Jar.
And they're sharing a microphone, so you will notice that they're coming up as both the same person there. And currently our engineer is muted themselves, so...
You know, you don't have to call that out. I'm just doing that to be polite. Hi, I'm Sir Boulevard, and I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Mizaka.
Alright. And so we'll just pick up from where we were a bit last week. The captain has a rather interesting encounter with Section 31 and had contacted his old starship, the USS Amazon, for some advice, and well, got a response saying, well, the captain is unavailable to respond to your reply right now. So that's quite lovely. And
Yeah, that's a word for it.
Lovely. So they finished out the rest and relaxation, quote unquote. So Ted, how was Ted the last few days of the R&R?
Ted has been uncharacteristically quiet. He actually stayed most of it on the ship.
All right. So
There's actually almost an intentional avoidance of people to an extent.
Great.
Yeah.
This would be a perfect time to introduce a council, but alas, we don't have one yet.
Soon.
TM,
Spoilers.
maybe? So some new orders have come in for the Valkyrie to make haste, cutting the R&R for the rest of the crew short. But they'll be able to take some R&R on a space dock. Well, it's not quite riser. There's still tons of activities and leisure things for them to do. So the
Mizaka is taking people to get sushi in Vancouver.
and part of those orders is that some Admiralty wants the crew of the Valkyrie to talk to them about the people of Saure. So it's come to Mzaka and Commander Rogeson have organised a little dinner get-together for the senior crew in one of the mess halls of the ship. So do you want to start with describing the first dish that comes out?
Absolutely. So, Mizaka is the one cooking, by the way, because he does this. And so, he actually... So, like, the lounge right now is just the senior staff. Like, he's cordoned it off for just tonight. And he brings out this big bowl that's, like, of like, this soup thing. It kind of... He describes it as, like, this lobster bisque-esque dish, except the lobsters on New Saure are, like, 5 feet long. And it's called mocha po. And it's served with a breaded meat dish. It kind of looks like chicken katsu, called chanaka. He, however, declines to mention what meat it is. And then the next side dish is something called corco. It's this fruit medley of three fruits: kala, which is kind of like an alien apple; kivas, which is a cross between pears and a banana; and domales, which are like raspberries, but they're like blue. And then he's got something cooking in the back.
So all these dishes are laid out in front of you with eating utensils and plates and stuff in front of you.
Now, just out of well, not really out of context question, but is Safan vegetarian?
I would go with yes, but mostly out of habit, because Vulcans tend to be vegetarian. But that's more of a philosophical thing for most Vulcans than it is for Safan. So he might have meat every now and again, especially if it would be impolite not to.
I mean, just to be clear, like, it's still the mess hall. If Safan feels discomfort, like, Mazaka will happily replicate a salad.
Yeah. But I would try something before, like, just turning my nose up at it like some arrogant green-blooded hobgoblin.
Hemogoblin.
Hemogoblin.
Oh, that's terrible. That's just terrible.
This all looks quite extravagant.
Well, Roxanne pipes up and she says, well, the first information we did find about the Saure people were their food, what they ate.
Well, that's generally what brings people together, isn't it? It's always food. It's something you can share. Most species need to eat.
I'd like to point out at this point that the captain actually hasn't arrived yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's taking him so long? I mean, you'd think he'd make an effort for a pre-diplomatic test. Well, taste test.
The captain has been uncharacteristically reserved as of late.
I know. I tried to stop him when I saw him acting weird on Risa, and he threw me off, basically.
That's bizarre. So, is the meat thing like bread, or is it like...
Have you ever had chicken katsu?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, okay. So it's not something you put in the soup. It's something you have beside the soup.
Yeah, you have it with the soup. Also, bad, she forgot to turn on the sound effects for the ship.
Let's jump that. Engine noise? No. Let's do the engine noise.
Yeah, we'd be hearing that.
Turn it down, though.
Yeah, that is loud.
Ow.
Hang on, it's not coming through on my end, so hang on.
It is on ours.
It is on ours.
Make sure you don't have the tab muted.
Yeah.
No, I know exactly what it is.
There you go.
Okay, back to filming.
Yes.
Just awkwardly, silently eating, trying not to, be awkward.
And failing.
Miserably.
Mazaka's just looking at you guys like, seriously? No one's gonna talk? We're just gonna sit here?
Well, I wasn't around when the first diplomatic mission happened. I only got the tail end when I was abducted into a mirror universe.
Admittedly, the Saure they're good people. They're very optimistic. I mean, they were trying to hurry up an entire scientific program to develop warp travel before their sun exploded. And they succeeded.
That is rather impressive.
They only had a few more months. Months.
Sorry, a bit disappointed the captain finally comes in.
The silence is pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
he comes in and takes a seat almost wordlessly.
Yeah.
Captain.
Right. I'm here.
Yes, you are. Have some mocha pop, and I offer the soup.
Thank you. He just kind of eating it almost like, like he's on autopilot.
Insight check time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insights command. If you want to oppose, I will allow daring or command. Daring or control. Sorry.
No. I don't feel like opposing.
He is that on autopilot. That's not a good sign. And Mazaka's useless.
Wow.
You seem fine.
This is fine.
No, you're pretty sure it's just something temporarily that's gotten the captain down. Maybe some kind of news about his old ship or something. Because but you're not entirely sure.
Okay, I just kind of shrug it off. And I just kind of...
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was like, he just kind of sits there awkwardly in the awkward silence.
All right, so what do we know about the assignment it's taking? Where are we going, by the way?
You're going to Earth Space Dock.
Starbase 1.
Starbase 1.
No, it's Space Dock.
Oh, it's not.
They're two different things.
Oh, okay. So EDS.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we're going back home.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we know about the specifics of why we're returning? It's just a meeting, or is it...
Give me a insight command check.
Sure.
Difficulty 2.
Momentum. Oof. Okay. Let's see. I have anthropology as a focus. Could I use that?
Not really.
All right. No focuses. Okay. Here we go. Darn it.
Okay, you're not entirely sure as to the exact nature of the meeting, but it's with some admirals. That's about as what you know regarding New Saure and the Saure people.
Right. At some point, the captain looks up from like whatever it is he was eating and goes, "So have you gotten any news from New Saure or anything related?"
I haven't heard anything other than they're going to be present.
Rogerson?
Admirals have been clear.
Sorry, what was that, Savan?
Oh, I said security channels have been clear.
So actually, they're not going to be present. As far as you know, the Saure people aren't actually going to be present at this meeting, but it is about them, which is a bit weird.
Help me out. Are they Federation members?
They're not.
No.
They're at best allies, but you're not entirely sure if things have been inked yet.
Gotcha.
Kind of vassally.
A little bit, yeah. But so you're saying that Misaka went through all of this hard work, and we're not even meeting with the people.
It is. It is about them.
It's cultural acclamation.
It is getting to. I mean, you're talking about the people, so it's good to understand as much as you can the people through their food. So it is a valid thing to do. It's just that you're not actually going to be able to interact directly with them. As far as story news from New Saw, you do get bits of updates. It's nothing major. Things seem to be progressing well. No other major incidents so far.
Do you think this might concern the whole thing with the Romulan ship?
There's something I don't want to be reminded of right now.
Sorry, I'm just theorizing.
It does feel like a performance review.
Misaka just kind of sits there, kind of looking contemplatively. I just don't know how to feel. Over the past year, we've gone from making first contact with these people to settling them onto a new world, to defending them from Romulans.
There were mistakes.
By who?
I make eye contact with Sam.
Do I see this?
I don't know. How well is Todd hiding it?
I'm not.
You would see it. I mean, it's not hidden.
So it looks like Ted is glaring at Lasan.
No, it looks like Ted is talking about himself.
Yeah.
Captain, what we did, we didn't do anything wrong. We did everything to the best of our ability.
And just a pre-warning, because I hear something going on, we are going to be having some background noises. People are doing some yard work outside. So do be aware that's something I can't really affect right now. But
Enjoy the Australian ambience.
yes.
Hopefully
It's just...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's just an engineering crew working in the background.
Like, really? They had to do this now?
Yeah. Hopefully, whatever they're doing, they'll post to the power washing porn subreddit.
Oh, God.
I don't even want to know.
Anywho.
It's not Rule 34, or I wouldn't have mentioned it.
Oh, God.
Already, we are digressing like hell.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
let's
okay,
go
yeah,
back
yeah,
to the story.
Yep.
So Ted seemed to be talking about himself making mistakes on the dealing with the Saw.
You gave the best order you thought you should.
Sometimes the best isn't the right choice. Or sometimes the best isn't good enough.
Captain, can I be blunt?
I just wave my hand like, go ahead.
I've served with several different captains over the years. One previous to this in Starfleet, and then... Oh my god!
You could probably go push the talk for a little bit there. There we go.
There you go. One previous to you in Starfleet, and then one before that, well, several before that in the Andorian forces, but the last captain I served with in the Andorian forces was... At first, you reminded me of him. And I'm going to preface that with an apology, because I've realized over time that you're not like him. And your self-reflection is proof of that. He ran himself headlong into battle for glory, and for power and honor. He killed half our crew. We lost a ship. because he wanted to prove himself. What you did when we were faced with those Romulans was the right thing. They were going to destroy a planet, and you stopped them.
I wasn't aware about that. Your last time with the Imperial Guard. Thank you.
I just nod.
So what is this made out of anyway? And I point to the soup.
It's some sort of alien lobster thing. They're like 5 feet long.
Huh.
He also hasn't said what this is made out of, and I point to the breaded meat.
I mean, do you really want to know?
Probably not.
What's your take on it, Doctor?
I mean, it's good.
I take a fork and I start poking it.
As it is not a Klingon dish, Captain, it is not alive.
It really tastes like chicken.
I feel the need to pull out a tricorder, though.
I find a great many foods taste like this earth bird.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if there was some precursor race that just spread the genome of the chicken among all these various worlds so that there was always some food that resembled it.
Ted starts choking. Yeah, that'd be wild.
Not unlike the concept of Swedish meatballs.
Yes, why are those in every culture too?
It's meat in the ball. That's kind of ubiquitous.
In a sauce, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they even have those on Delphi.
And, curiously, on Vulcan.
Well, they had meat in a ball on Vulcan.
But aren't those made out of plant proteins?
So it's more like falafel?
Indeed.
Kate has something very similar. My people are also traditionally not meat eaters.
Which is weird for a race that comes from a predatory background.
We viewed it as our way of growing above our baser instincts.
Oh, and I call it I do finger quotations, enlightenment.
Yes, I never fell for that shit. Pass the bisque.
It is not a concept unique to Caitians, Captain. Indeed,
No.
most Vulcans also do not partake of meat.
Oh, it wasn't a criticism.
Although our cultures could afford to be a little less smug about it.
Indeed.
Just slowly sipping my tea.
Mazaka actually has also given everyone like a glass of like synthahol champagne to go with this.
Ted
Nice.
has not touched the champagne.
Mazaka just like takes a sip after doing that one-liner.
You probably should though be prepared for a bit of chewing out. Things escalated in the Shackleton Expanse thanks to our actions. Regardless of whether it was the right thing to do.
Maybe they actually want to commend you.
That'd be a first.
Captain, everything you did in the Shackleton Expanse was the correct move. The fact is that as Starfleet officers, our job is not just simply to explore strange new worlds, but to also make sure that those strange new worlds are allowed to develop on their own. We saw what the Romulans were doing. Remember that planet with the airships? How they were manipulating those people for their own ends?
Did we ever figure out how those things flew?
I remember.
Electromagnetic.
Yeah, they were electromagnetic.
Right. Yeah, no, what they call themselves? Lightning wizards? Lightning mages. Power mages?
Power mages, that was it.
Power mages. That was a weird one.
Still, it shows just the level that the Romulans were willing to stoop.
Well, Romulans, more the case in this one was Romulan. Plus was...
Like the Valkyrie, they too had a crew and a senior staff who, for one reason or another, supported the actions of their captain.
However, unlike them, we know that you acted as a good and honorable man, doing the right thing and not what was politically convenient.
And we chose to follow your orders of our own free will.
Commander Pellis was a Tal agent, so there was that to consider, sir.
Was there any word on whether or not he survived? Anything on the grapevine?
Nothing that has reached me, anyway.
Avengers of Fun?
Would I have heard anything, Baz?
You haven't heard of any sightings of him, but you're pretty sure he's somewhere. You're not sure where or what he's doing, but he's around somewhere.
In the wake of his defeat, Captain, he has likely gone to ground. Although I suspect we have not seen the last of him.
Hopefully later rather than sooner.
Either way, I'm just glad to be back in the Alpha Quadrant.
I haven't been here in quite a bit. Station Sigma was over in the Beta Quadrant.
And for Mizaka, he's been on the ship now 2 years? Hasn't been home in all that time?
Yeah, how long has it been for us?
It's been about 9 months since Safan and I joined, so...
You would have joined probably soon after that.
And Dr. Jar?
At the same time as you did.
No, I mean, what was Dr. Jar doing before her posting to the Valkyrie?
She was posted under Indra Station.
Okay.
So no one's been home in a long time.
Yeah. You know, considering how long we're out here, maybe might be worth taking a skiff out over to Alpha Centauri.
I've actually never been, despite spending a good chunk of my life in Seoul. I've seen the spaceport, that's about it.
Well, you remember those old Earth movies?
How old are we talking?
21st, 22nd century?
Oh, yes.
It's about that. Alpha Centauri's big on an intentionally anachronistic view of the past. Sort of choosing the bits that they liked, ignoring everything else that was unfortunate.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm. They make good jeans.
Well, I could use a good pair myself.
There's like a moment where you see like Lasan open her mouth and go like, wait, and then realizes that you're not talking about genetics.
Do you just see an eye roll from Mazaka?
Oh, yeah, no, denim. The fabric.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a homophone, I understand.
I understand that reference.
It would be nice. It's been about 10 years since I've been officially back in the Alpha Quadrant, so
10 years.
yes, I've spent a lot of my time away from home.
Has it been even longer since you've been in Andoria?
Yeah, almost 20, maybe 25. Yeah, we left Andoria not long after Basab was born.
Where are you living now?
Well, I was on Earth Space Dock for a long time, or I was working with the forces, and I was traveling. For the most part, I was rather nomadic.
Do you have a family home, or is it just...
We have a home on Andoria, but it's got a lot of memories. Good, mostly, but sometimes you want to move past that.
I understand that. I haven't been back to Kate in be about 11 years now. No desire to go back.
Alright, so we're going to have to move on just for the sake of time.
No big.
So the Valkyrie finally docks at a space dock. The crew, most of the crew's R&R is scheduled. They pour out of the dock, and soon after the senior crew follow to meet an attaché for Admiral Jameson, who's the one who was basically summoned you to the space dock. You find a short human man, about his black hair, sort of Middle Eastern appearance, with a thick mustache, and he stands there, welcomes you, introduces himself as Lieutenant Abdul.
Lieutenant?
The Admiral, I keep doing that. The Admiral is glad that you could arrive as quickly as you have. The meeting is not scheduled to take place until tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock space dock time. So you are for now welcome to use the facilities of the space dock. Your crew are free to use them. I'll come and see you at 9 o'clock and take you to where the meeting will be held. Your entire senior staff is, of course, has been ordered to attend as well. There is much the Admiral wants to know.
Understood.
See you tomorrow. And with that, he wanders off.
I just sort of take a look around at everyone else. Well, is there anything we could be doing in the meantime? Anything the Valkyrie needs to stock up on? Maybe run some diagnostics.
Diagnostics would be appreciated.
Yeah, we could get a chance to do some. What is it? Level 5 or level 1 that's steepest? It's
Level
Level-
1. Level 1, yeah.
Level 1. Yeah, get a chance to run some level 1 diagnostics. We can put that off for a while.
There's something I actually want to run past Fawn about possibly switching out our auxiliary craft complement. We have a number of shuttlecraft that we don't frequently use. We more often use our runabouts, but I would like to, if possible, maybe requisition some of the Peregrine-class fighters for our ship for defensive purposes. We've, in the past, before you joined the crew, Captain, needed escorts for some of our shuttles.
Remember, the Akira-class is designed to act as a carrier, right?
Mm-hmm. But we only have like Type 8s in her right now, and the 2 runabouts.
Stefan, why don't we put the word out, see if there's any squadron that's in need of a home?
I will do so, Captain.
Yeah.
And if you like, I can talk to my old commander at Utopia Planitia, see if there's any new ships that are ready to come off the line.
Please. We're here for about a day. Might as well take advantage of it. What about you, Doctor? What are you up to?
Well, I'm probably just going to catch up on some of my research.
Well, Doctor, why don't you come with me? I mean, Utopia Planitia has a number of files that are probably interesting to you. We don't just do starship design, after all. Sometimes new medical technologies from Jupiter Station come through.
I don't see why not.
Wow, Jupiter Station. I've not been there forever.
It's very nice.
No, I used to be stationed there.
Really?
Yeah. I specialized in deep space telemetry.
That's very interesting. My son is there right now.
Oh, really? What's his name?
Basab.
Saab, okay. You might want to go say hi.
Yes.
I was thinking about doing that. I might also visit my 2 spouses that are currently on space dock. So
Sounds like you've got a full day then. You can.
they run a cafe if you want to, and I just kind of like gesture.
I mean, if you want me to meet your parent or your spouses,
I mean,
it's okay to say no. That's fine.
it's more so I can boast about how good their food is, to be honest.
That's fair.
Well,
Yeah. If you want to leave the diagnostics to someone in your department, we can probably swing it.
I can leave it to my assistant. She's probably got it in hand.
Sure, we could get some experience anyway. Best place for it.
Alright, can I have the people who are going to do the diagnostics do the... let's do a control plus science or engineering for the... depending on the discipline.
I guess in this case, you guys are rolling for your entire departments.
Yeah, it will be Kachara running it for engineering.
Yeah.
So,
If we're doing
Yeah.
diagnostics on everything, it's probably good to do also security systems.
I'll just have you guys roll, do a control your discipline, and have the ship roll, let's say, communications discipline as well.
I'll roll for the ships.
Okay.
Morale finally got to roll.
So communication. We'll start with engineering. I'll move over to science. I'm gonna switch over to security. And I'm gonna have Alvarado check the helm.
Okay.
Not a bad idea.
It's just going to be a difficulty 1 for all these, so you've already passed them. Got 2
Yeah,
momentum.
so that'd be control con, right?
Control con and communications con.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Alvarado
Okay.
building
Wow.
the momentum.
So we've
Alvarado's good at what he
That's,
does. He's just kind of a worrywart.
This is, what, 4 momentum there? Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Katara is just like yelling at all of engineering. Total fiefdom.
It's turned into like those old, what was it, 70s and 80s Lord of the Rings movies, the cartoons.
Oh my god.
I was thinking the Hunger Games, but with engineers.
So while the senior officers are away, the mice will play, as in doing diagnostics on each one of the systems. There are some minor things that they find which are easily rectified. So I won't have you roll. It's just that it was just about time to just do a maintenance check, and everything seems to generally just be in order.
Base tire change.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the tires rotated, oil checked, etc.
Just all the usual stuff that comes along every now and again.
Every 100,000 light years.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. and you know, it's a good time to dispose of these censorship modules for the holodeck. We don't need those.
Yeah, what do we have all these safety protocols for? Taking up space.
Stefan, can I give you make you do a presence security check?
A presence security check. What's my difficulty?
This will be 2.
Alright, I'm going to take a momentum for this. Any of my focuses apply?
Well, this is trying to recruit the a squadron. So if you
Gotcha.
would any apply?
Shipboard tactical systems, maybe.
You know what? I will allow that. I will allow that, and because Valkyrie will roll. Let's do engines security.
Okay. And what about, we were using one of Mazaka's contacts, right? Can he assist?
Right, I guess, yeah. I guess I could assist.
Engine and security, that's a weird choice. I would have gone with some like communications command or something.
Eh.
I mean, it's a better stat for us. It's just
Yeah, well, the reason I went with that is sort of like the name, like how good a ship is the Valkyrie.
have a name.
What kind, yeah, so
I want to re-roll that one.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
This is why you need cautious.
Yeah.
I
What would I be rolling for the assist for?
Give me it'll be, I guess, engineering, reason engineering.
Okay. And since this is me trying to get a small craft, can my small craft designs focus apply since I'm going to the place I helped build these things?
I will allow that.
Now we have to watch as Bass creates a new NPC.
Okay.
Or
Yeah, Commander Niobe is very happy to see me again.
All right.
Can
And
you-
another one for the ship.
Yep, ship.
Oh,
well,
okay.
you've knocked that out of the park.
yeah,
No,
let's
yeah.
take two of that momentum and just wipe the complication. I don't really feel like re-rolling it and potentially getting another complication.
That's fair.
Okay, so you're now up to 5 momentum. And
Oh, it feels good to have that momentum again.
Boy, right?
you do make some contacts with a squadron. You talking Commander Niobe gets a link to you, and you're able to find a squadron that is looking for a new home, and filing the correct paperwork. Seems the Valkyrie has some Peregrine fighters, or at least will, once the R&R section is complete.
You are going to have to retrain all your security personnel and fighter maintenance.
I would like to spend the 2 momentum to have Mazaka basically be like, Naomi, I know you're holding out on me. I worked with you for 3 fucking years. and get us those ships a little sooner.
Well, most of the difficulty is more administrative. It's more like administration and logistics than actual. She can't get you them. So the people that you're there, they're basically available right now. It's just
getting the ships.
Yeah. So so I'm not going to spend the momentum on that, unfortunately.
Yep.
But
we can figure out what their squadron name is later.
I will give that to you, Captain. Come up with a squadron name for me for next time the Valkyrie. We show the Valkyrie. But while you're doing this, and Lasan takes you and the other two to their spouses' cafe, nice meals had by all. You get introduced, talk. Things go pretty smoothly until basically 9 a.m. the next day, and once again Lieutenant Abdul is there waiting by the gangway for the senior staff of the Valkyrie to escort them into wherever they're going next.
Yeah, lead on. But I feel kind of bad we jumped over Lasan's spouses.
Nah, it's all good. We don't. It's all good.
Alright, but now we can kind of let this that we've met, and they're probably afraid of me.
So there we go.
Highly doubtful.
So this is the best courtroom picture I could get. But actually I haven't switched to the players one. Wait, yes I did. So basically, it's just Admiral Jameson and 2 other admirals sitting on behind a counter, like a long raised platform. It's with a with a bit of a like audience chairs, individual chairs laid out just further back. It's just you and the admirals. There is no observation. It's just there is no lawyers. There is nothing but you and the admirals in this fairly small room. Not gigantic, but not tiny either.
We can hear a lot of noise on there.
A lot of noise on where? Here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I was moving the laptop. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Crew of the Valkyrie, welcome. Thank you for coming so quickly. I know you were in the middle of some recreation, and I apologize, but for dragging your crew back to Space Dock. But we have some decisions to make, and your testimony, your information, will be vital in determining how Starfleet proceeds in handling New Saure and the Saure people in the future. So thank you for coming. Please take a seat.
Yeah, I guess we take our seats. Although I do kind of share a look with my crew as we start to sit down.
Commander Mazaka and Commander Robeson, you were on the first mission that made first contact with the Saure. We've got your personnel logs and have already talked with your previous commander, Commander Kailas, about what had happened. But we would like to hear in your words the interactions that you found and some of the actions that you undertook while on that mission. First, can I ask about the engagement into the Saure network? That there was some kind of engagement with the Saure food network, it seems to be described here as.
Oh, yes, that. Okay, so Baz, just like ahead of time, I'm probably gonna have to make a roll here. Because Mazaka's gonna lie his ass off about something. He goes, yes, so the attempt was to connect into the planetary database and download as much culture data as we could. Since we were not aware yet that the Saure were warp capable, I felt it was prudent that if we were not going to be able to assist this species, that we download their cultural data, so that at least some part of it will carry on. And out of character, the reason he's lying his ass off is he's omitting the fact that he's being a little negligent on purpose.
Oh, yes. So just give me a presence command. This will be a definitely one.
Okay.
It's not going to be... Alright, so the Admiral just nods, okay? And so by engaging with this new computer system, you seem to have caused some issues with it. Is that correct, Commander?
I would say that there was difficulty interfacing that resulted in computer glitches, yes.
Alright, and I've got here that you designed some beacons to negate the electromagnetic eddy interference with the star systems.
It was... Continue.
Yeah. Sorry, Commander, go ahead.
I was going to say, we designed them specifically with the intention of giving the Saure more time to finish their warp program. At the time, we weren't aware of how far it had progressed, but I personally pushed for the idea of discrete, non-cultural intervention to help try and give them a chance to live. I am of the view that any life is precious, and while I am aware that it does not necessarily follow the law Prime Directive, I was trying to at least uphold the spirit of it.
Yeah. Just one moment, Commander. Thank you for acknowledging that. I was questioning that your development was to develop probes that would be visible by an obviously spacefaring nation that had people that had developed and deployed a solar probe around the system.
We did attempt to contact the Klingon delegation at Narendra Station for to be loaned some cloaking devices. When it became clear that the number of probes required would be excessive and that the Klingons would not be able to provide the devices in time, the plan was scrapped.
Very well. Commander Roxon, you were the science officer at the time. Can you explain to me, so he talks about how the Valkyrie developed some kind of electric pulse to disrupt what was incoming, basically a supercharged a solar flare that would basically almost as powerful as an energy weapon, that would seemingly override the defenses that the Saure people had set up around as a satellite network around the world. And I'm just going to do a roll to see how well she goes. She's going to take a momentum.
Okay.
Okay, that is
Nice.
going to be 4
Nice.
successes.
Thank you, Rosen.
And
Best EXO ever.
I am surprised by Rosen's incredible grasp.
Both Ted and I in the back just nodding, like, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I mean, just to be clear, during that mission, we basically described it as Robeson hits Gravwell 1.
I will make a slight narrative change that it was more of a electromagnetic bubble than an actual gravity well, but that's a minor change. So the Admiral, so Roxon explains how we didn't feel that there was any choice, that these people had engaged defenses for themselves. We didn't reveal our identity, didn't reveal any technology or any understanding of an outside force beyond, and doing that saved countless millions of lives. The Admiral seems to, just with the way she's worded it, the Admiral seems to just accept and not seem to question things any further. But back to you, Commander Mzaka. You were there when you were monitoring the situation when the Saure launched their space probe. Can you describe to me what happened, and with your own words, and how did the crew of the Valkyrie interact?
I'm sorry, I just had a conversation, so can you just, repeat that question?
Okay, so the question was the launching of the warp probe. Can you tell us what what you saw, and how, if any, the Valkyrie crew interacted with that launch?
So basically Mizaka describes it as, he gets really technical with it because that's the mindset he's in. Basically describing how we initiated first contact procedures, admitted to the little incident with the food network, and then we offered to assist them with a subspace transmitter, since we can now communicate, to offer assistance.
Can you give me a reason engineering roll for me?
Sure. Is there any of my focuses would apply here, or is this...
Let me double... I'm going to allow a focus to take effect here.
Okay. Yeah!
Okay, yes, he just seems to... you sort of overload him a bit with information, but he seems to get the general gist and just sort of nods. He looks towards one of the other admirals and nods. Who the admiral that he nods to is a female Vulcan. She's got just the usual short black hair, short haircut that every Vulcan seems to have.
Are they No, it wouldn't be the right time frame for that. Okay.
My question. I have a question. So, how much overflow momentum did I get on that?
3. Yeah, I think you. Ooh,
So
that's a good point.
it was just one.
Okay, I'm gonna spend that one and one of the ones we got in our pool. We got 6. We can afford it. I want to make that Vulcan break their emotional cover for a second, just like a brief shock of emotion, and then they recompose themselves.
Okay, so
No,
what happens?
Press.
You see the eyebrow raise and a slight nod, and a slight. It's a very subtle thing, but to people who understand, you can definitely tell that what you said had a big impact on her. Okay. All right. Thank you, Commander Mdaka and Commander Roxon. Captain Tedesco will Ventress. Can we speak to you for a moment, please?
Yes. For clarification, I do prefer just Captain Tedesco.
Noted. Captain Tedesco, will you please explain to us the engagement of the Valkyrie's crew and yours specifically with the following events on New Saure regarding the disappearance of a planetary survey team?
Yeah. Tedesco goes into a clinical and actually kind of dry recounting of events from the examination of the to attempting to search for the missing survey team to trying to retrieve our missing away team to going over to the. Well, he halts for a minute and he looks around and he shrugs, figuring everyone else has clearance for this, to going over to the mirror universe, describing what he saw there. He does mention the telepathic link that was formed between 3 of his officers.
Great,
And-
thanks, Ted.
It happened. It's. I mean, you put it on your official reports.
That's true.
Thanks, Sarah.
And yeah, he basically goes into in the end. We were led to leave peacefully, and we sealed the. We disarmed and we disarmed and what's the word I'm looking for?
Seal the
Rift.
rift.
Took apart the device, sealed the rift both scientifically and physically.
And we will never have problems with the mirror universe ever again. Never ever.
Never, ever, ever, ever.
And Captain, you
Yeah.
are certain that this rift, as you put it, is completely sealed. That the likelihood of leakage from the mirror universe has been neutralized.
Barring them somehow activating an additional rift in a different location, I believe we did it to the best of any Starfleet crew's ability. And Ted has been amazingly diplomatic and dry this entire time.
Can you just give me a presence command check for me?
Yes, I can, and I'm going to take a die for cautious.
Okay.
And do you want me to use diplomacy or command of presence as a focus?
Either one will work, so it doesn't matter which.
Okay.
Okay. Yep. You get your 2 momentum back.
Ted captains the hell out of that.
It's
Okay.
very hot.
Captain, I
Mike.
have.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Captain, I have some further questions for you. In your opinion, with the amount of assistance that the Valkyrie has provided the people and the planet of New Saure, has it been worth it?
I believe saving lives has always been worth it, April. If not, isn't that the stated objective of Starfleet and the Federation? To work for the betterment of everyone, regardless of whether or not they were members of the Federation?
It is, Captain, and the duty of us as Admirals is to ensure that resources are gone to where they're most needed. Currently, it is believed that resources are most needed to deal with the Dominion threat. Our question to you is in your opinion, does the resources required, which included during the initial first contact mission, and 3 individual starships performing construction duty for this network of eddy dampeners that Lieutenant Commander Mzaka had designed, are those resources better spent on a lone planet far in the Shackleton Expanse, who has just engaged in diplomatic overtures with the Federation, or with the millions of Federation citizens in the Alpha Quadrant under threat at this moment?
Admirals, if you ask me to place a value on life, then I'm not going to do so. To suggest that somehow one life is worth more than another just via a geographical location next to whether or not they may be citizens is ridiculous. That's a thought process that we left behind centuries ago. The new Saure the Saure people need our help. We are obligated. We are obliged, and it is our responsibility to do so. To suggest that we're wasting resources helping these people is, to be frank, outrageous.
And I just want there to be a moment where Ted and Mazaka lead guys, and Mazaka just gives him one of those hell yeah nods that people do in these situations.
Okay, give me
if I may also interject.
We haven't called you up the 10 Commanders of Fun, but
oh, sorry,
we will hear you out at this point anyway.
I didn't catch half of that. Can you repeat?
Just basically, they're willing to hear you out, but they haven't called you up for a response yet. But they are willing to hear what you say for the moment.
If I may interject, the
Go
Saure
ahead.
people are at risk as well. The Romulans, the Star Empire, has shown interest in their world and their people. If we do not interact and intervene, we place not only the Saure people at risk, but also the Federation's strategic interests in the Shackleton Expanse.
Alright, can I have everyone involved do a command presence for Stefan? I'll allow you to do commands presence security.
I'm grabbing a momentum, grabbing a die.
Okay.
I'll actually roll presence command. It's as good as my security.
Really? You have command 4?
Yep.
Hmm.
Does my composure focus apply, Baz?
I wouldn't say so for breaking policy like that.
No, because this no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say not.
I'm definitely taking command present though.
Yeah. So it is a 1 die, remember, but you got 0 on both those. So.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can reroll 1. You know what? I'm gonna burn a determination here.
Okay, you get to re-roll the 2 dice then.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm using my value. Sometimes you have to tell authority where to shove it.
Yeah,
Yes!
that definitely applies.
Okay, don't screw me over, please.
Yes!
Okay, yes. All right, so you definitely lay down the law, and You were quite forceful, but polite in the way you lay it down. And
I think the wording is firm but fair.
yeah. He, she responds. Noted, Captain. You. She has a very hard exterior, so it's pretty hard to read.
Hey,
But,
can Roxon, you spend 3 momentum to give me back that determination?
if you have a little side conversation with Rogues and yes.
Can we just do like an eye glance, basically?
Yeah.
Nice. We might need it in the future.
So, Captain, just to be absolutely clear, your position is that the resources are being well spent where they are.
The resources are being spent in accordance with Federation and Starfleet values. So, yes.
And she just nods. And she looks back to Commander Jameson, who nods.
You mean Admiral?
Admiral. Why do I keep doing this? But she looks back at the Admiral in Setter, who's running this whole thing, who then turns the other way and looks to the third Admiral. Basically, tell right. Admiral? And he goes, Captain, Commander Safan, Dr. Jha, and Commander Lisan Mayu, I've got some questions that I would like to ask. Let's start with you, Commander Lisan. You have been the Valkyrie's science officer for some time. You started on a planet which had seemingly wiped its own inhabitants out. Is that correct? Can you just further describe the situation there for me?
Oh Jesus. Okay, let me see. Let me try to remember. That's me, not Lisan, by the way.
Just for so that there was 2 planets in the same orbit around the sun.
Oh right, and they were like trying to do a thing, and the asteroids got like flung at each other or something like that.
Yeah, that's one of the planets were trying to engage with the other planets, but the other planet didn't want to, and basically they started a war, and the asteroids were used as weapons and made both planets inhospitable due to impact winters.
So I take a moment to think. Yes, that was my first mission aboard the Valkyrie. We encountered a formerly inhabited planet that involved or seemed to have gone through some sort of cataclysmic event. Through various methods, we discovered that the planet and one within neighboring orbit were in some sort of conflict with one another for reasons we could not determine other than perhaps mere differences. And they managed to harness the energy of passing space debris and inflict damage upon each other.
It's through the use of tractor beams, if I understand it correctly, Commander.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's this seemingly event that you investigated that seems to have drawn the attention of the Romulans towards the Valkyrie and the Saure people. As this was a tactic that the Commander Palace, is that, yes, that seems to be the name, used against the people of New Saur and in turn against the Valkyrie.
He employed a similar tactic, that's correct. However, I would not imply that that is how we gained the attention of the Romulan Star Empire. I do not know the Romulans' motives. They are often mysterious. But it is possible to infer that through observation or somehow word of mouth, they garnered information of what happened on that planet, perhaps an expedition of their own, and then engaged in it. From what I remember of the away mission, we did not gather any intel on whether or not Romulans were involved on that planet.
And it is safe to say further missions between that point and the encounter with the Romulans at New Saur that the Romulans had used technology or had discovered items that were then used against the Valkyrie in an attack.
You would have to ask the Romulans.
Can I get you to do a control command for me?
Sure.
You got this.
I love this cast there.
Composure focus?
Yes.
Lasan, more like Lasass.
Oh shit.
What's my difficulty for this?
The difficulty will be 2.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna take a momentum if that's cool.
Yep.
And you said control what?
Control command.
You got any values?
Calm under pressure or right words can avert disaster?
I will allow right words can avert disaster if you want to re-roll. All 3.
Cool.
Oh, I wish I had collaboration. Damn it. Collaboration command. Damn it.
2, hooray.
2, okay, so you got the target.
What the? Oh well, I get my determination back.
Oh yeah, because you're rolling for nice.
Yeah, better.
It's like a useful talent.
All right, so the admiral.
I just smile politely.
The admiral stares you down, and like you feel his presence, just like try and pierce into you, but you basically put on the Harrison and just cold staring back.
Channeling a man who wasn't even born
no.
yet.
Oh no, I'm not stonewalling him. I'm just being the politest person. I'm just smiling.
He doesn't get on. He's trying to get under your skin, and you don't let him.
He's got nothing on my previous captain.
Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Direction.
So, all right, Commander Safan, you were the tactical officer, responsible for maintaining the safety of the crew of the Valkyrie.
That is correct.
And you were, to use a colloquial term, on the phases when you encountered the Romulans?
That is also correct.
Do you believe you have kept not only the Valkyrie by engaging the Romulans as you did, do you believe you have kept the people of Saure safe?
I do.
And in the future, do you believe your actions will keep them safe, or have attracted further an additional target on their back?
I believe the Valkyrie's actions will, in the future, focus the Romulans toward the Federation rather than the people of Saure. That being said, the Romulan Star Empire did commit an act of war against the Saure people. I felt the Valkyrie's response was proportionate.
First, I need to make this one thing clear. We are not questioning the actions of the crew of the Valkyrie. As far as our analysis has been concerned, everything that the crew of the Valkyrie has done has been at least acceptable, if not worthy of note. It is whether or not, through your actions, you have put us in a situation where we owe the people of Saure additional resources than what some of us are willing to engage with. So
I'm gonna lock this Admiral in like the Vulcan stare and Admiral, forgive my confusion, but if you are not questioning the actions of the Valkyrie or its crew, why are we here?
Some of that sass came out of my head.
This is just the crew of the USS Sass over here.
You are here to ensure that we have every bit of information that we need to make an informed decision regarding the nuances and the details that may not have appeared in formal reports. And we are just ensuring that any decision regarding the continued support of New Saure will be appropriately measured, as I believe the logs have mentioned that the people of Saure have a society built around duty. That's what I am understanding, that there is a tiered structure towards their family, society, and themselves that deal with how they live their lives. It is our job to determine whether we have a duty ourselves, or whether the duty is more towards others. The Saure are not Federation citizens. They are right, and they are worthy of being protected. The question
in that case, Admiral, I would refer you to the teachings of Surak. The spear in the other's heart is the spear in your own. You are he.
Baz, out of character, was there any classification put on this hearing? Is this a public thing that, say, journalists can walk in if they hear about it?
I'm saying that this is a closed meeting. It's not classified per se, but it is
not open to the public.
It's not open to the public.
Well, they can still cause a racket. Mazaka, I'm going to make a roll for us. Mazaka is pissed off of this and is going to send an anonymous text message to GNN about this.
He's angry tweeting.
Oh boy.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
And I'm gonna burn a determination for this shit.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a control, and I will allow you to choose security or command.
Security would be better. And the value I'm using is all must walk the path to peace, and this motherfucker I'm at war with.
This guy is just setting us up to either take the blame or just be it's like he's just like, oh, they don't need our help. Why should we help them? They're not a Federation planet.
No, you know exactly what this is. They want to take the resources which they're using for New Saure and put them towards their supposed war effort with the coming Dominion. It's a sphere.
Nope. I'm not going to allow this because I have a connection to the Saure people. I tried to fucking protect them in that first contact procedure over the objections of my captain. I don't give a shit about what some goddamn stuck-up admiral is going to say about resources. He wants to play this game and find a scapegoat. He's going to be the scapegoat to the press about us abandoning a planet.
All right, roll. Okay.
That's 4.
Okay, so you have gained a momentum back. You have successfully, somehow surreptitiously, while attention is on Safan, Alisan, and Dr. Jar.
You could just call it Safan pissing them off with Vulcan rhetoric.
Yeah.
That's the moment he did it. And it's literally like, it's a 2-sentence thing saying, Starfleet wants to abandon the Saure people, want to invest in war effort instead, and sent it as like a tweet level text message.
Okay. So that's going on. And
so, meanwhile, meanwhile, Safan had just said, the spear in the other's heart is the spear in your own. You are he.
And I have no idea what that means in this context, Commander.
Simply put, Admiral, it means that helping others and helping ourselves are one and the same. Our duty is to both. Your question is a false dichotomy.
He sort of smiles a bit and nods. Okay. So he now turns to the doctor. Dr. Jar, you haven't been able to have the opportunity to medically examine any of the Saure. Is that correct?
I have had no reason to.
But you have been there during that's crucial times for the New Saure people in developing and establishing their new homeworld.
Yes.
As a medical practitioner, what is your assessment on their capabilities of sustaining their own community in this limited situation where they find themselves in?
Well, from a purely medical standpoint, I say they stand a fairly good chance. From a tactical standpoint, well, I think you've already talked to our security officer about that.
Would you say that the colony, the establishment of the new home world for the Saure people is something that further Federation resources would benefit in constructing and maintaining?
Of course, when you have a civilization or a species move to a new planet, there's always going to be evolutionary concerns. Not all of which I believe the Saure are going to be while I believe that they would adapt well, they also could use our help in that area, so as to minimize their risk exposure.
So, in essence, you are saying that the rushed nature of this migration would need further Federation assistance to ensure that the safety and the sustainability of this new homeworld is maintained.
I wouldn't say it's rushed. This is going to happen anytime you move a species into a new environment, regardless of how quickly you do it. But yes, I would say that our assistance would be essential to their long-term survival.
Thank you, Doctor.
Of course.
I think that's enough for now. We will...
If I might address the Admiralty.
Captain, go ahead.
He stands up. I think I'm noticing a pattern here. I get that tensions with us and the Dominion are intense. There's a lot of fear going around, some fear-mongering. A lot of worries that we could be entering into a new conflict with this large and powerful entity. I'm not comfortable with the behavior I'm seeing today from officers superior to me. Everything I've been seeing here today suggests that members of the Starfleet Command want to cut and run on the Saure people because it's become inconvenient to help them. May I just suggest how ashamed that makes me as a Starfleet officer to see this kind of behavior from people who are supposed to be taking orders from? This is outrageous. The Saure people need our help, and we're giving it to them. That's what we do. That's what we've always done. Just because now it might be more difficult, inconvenient, suggesting that resources might go towards the conflict which isn't even set in stone. Who knows what's going to happen with the Dominion? Now, tomorrow, what the hell's going on in Deep Space Nine? Regardless, this is not how we act. This is not who we are. This is not what we be. We're Starfleet. We are supposed to be better than this.
Hey, Baz.
Yep.
Can I spend a momentum to have had the GNN representative come in right at the start of Ted's monologue?
Advantage.
If it'll have to be a creative advantage.
Okay.
And
you guys okay with that?
I'll just say it again.
You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yes.
The GNN, there's a
Actually, it'd be FNN right now, wouldn't it? It's not Galactic. It's just Federation.
It's a Federation news service.
Yeah.
That comes in, and that wanders in and has a pad that seems to have started recording, just as Ted interrupts and starts giving his monologue. Can you give me another presence command check?
Hell yeah, I can.
This will be difficulty through 2.
Oh, we're at a momentum.
You've got a determination again, though.
I do, but I used the value that this would have been applicable to.
Yeah,
actually,
right.
Can I use determination and expose the values of the Prime Directive?
You didn't challenge the value, so you should be able to reuse it.
I think you only need to use the value once.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I will let you use the Prime Directive in this as the Valkyrie and Starfleet are now involved with the Saure people, that there is a duty of care.
All right. Keeping command presence. do this. That's 3.
All right, you get a command back. Momentum back. Oh, wait. Yes, it was. Yeah, I said it was 2, didn't I?
Yeah.
The
So yeah, I'm
admiral.
basically just taking these admirals to task.
Yeah, so the admirals look a bit. Actually, I'm gonna roll for the Vulcan.
Roll for Vulcan composure.
Okay, so that's gonna be enough. The Vulcan maintains their stone face as while the Admiral Jameson and the other Telluride Admiral start shifting a bit as they not only hear what the captain says, but notice the arrival of the Federation News Service, and they sort of just squiggle in their chairs a bit, uncomfortable in the circumstance.
I believe I said my piece.
All right. The Admiral Jameson takes lead again. It says, I believe we have discussed everything that needs to be discussed in this matter.
I believe we have, yes.
Thank you, Captain, for your insight into the situation. Thank you, senior officers of the Valkyrie, for your take on this situation. We will consider everything you've said and will consider the full duty that Starfleet has, both to the Federation itself, plus as well to the the other peoples that the Federation has involved in as well. We will send you our deliberations, and of course we will notify the Federation News Service of our results as well, so that full transparency can be maintained on the situation.
Absolutely, and I'm going to turn over to the reporter. If you need me for interviews later on in this matter, just let me know. I'll make myself available, or members of my senior staff.
The reporter smiles and nods, and the admirals stand up and walk out.
Are we out in like some kind of concord or hallway or something?
So yeah, with the admirals out, you all basically shuffled out of the room into the corridors of Earth Space Dock.
First thing I do as soon as they're out of earshot, turn around. Man, fuck them.
A gigantic rune cat rune comes on Mazaka's.
Christ.
I would not advise procreating with these admirals, Captain. Their ignorance may be hereditary.
Damn, Safon.
It's more like Sassfon.
What a Vulcan diss.
It needs an analgesic cream for that burn.
Yeah, so the Federation News Service reporter approaches you, and you each give a report. Can I have someone do a main role and have 2 people do command? Everyone do command presence.
I will take the lead on this one.
I agree with our captain taking the lead on this.
And I'm grabbing cautious. Yeah. I'm grabbing a dice for cautious.
Mm-hmm.
Composure focus?
This is basically more filling the news reporter in on the background, what was happening before.
Okay.
So it's not really composure thing.
Does Misaka want to roll the other assist, or?
Yeah, I'm rolling one of the assists.
I have a command 4. You want me to roll one of the assists?
Please.
Alrighty, let's do this.
All right, one from me.
None from Misaka.
Well, yes, you get the 5. Okay, so
Misaka just breaks under pressure.
He's like, you son of a bitch.
So you present clear information. You present it in a methodical way that convinces the news service to, the full context of the situation, and they basically agree that there is a rather interesting story that should be told, and that they will be writing up a story and will be contacting the Admirals later on for their side, if they are willing to add to have official quotes assigned to them.
I would like to share with this reporter's contact information just to keep him in my network of contacts, just in case.
Yeah, information is exchanged. You know how to get onto them. They know how to get onto you.
You mean get in contact?
That's what I meant. They are able to contact you. You're able to contact them. My mouth decided not to work at that rather specific point in time.
I mean, it's still pretty accurate for 10.
This is why we have to be specific.
Okay.
Disaster. Such a disaster.
You will have 2 momentum from that, and you have for now free to make use while you wait to hear from what the Admiralty are going to say.
Before we all leave, like as everyone's leaving, I want to pull the captain aside for.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just like, Captain, thank you. I've had a strong connection to the Saure people since we made first contact. They've come so close to annihilation. And Starfleet, oftentimes oftentimes, I mean, look, I'm broken to my identification there, but the Prime Directive often gets in the way, and our regulations often stop us from. And I don't believe in that. So thank you.
I put a hand on Zaka's shoulder. The Prime Directive isn't in the way. We just have to remember why it's here.
Sometimes
and yeah, this is why we're out here. This is why any of us are here.
Just mute my microphone until my cat shuts up.
Oh my god!
It's helping the scene because I can imagine that being his reaction at first. Yeah, I just go. Well, besides that, it's always fun watching you yell. And he just kind of he mentally like goes through and goes, "Ah, fuck it." He goes, "Thank you," and then he kisses Ted on the cheek.
God.
Okay. So yeah, Ted doesn't react. All right.
Ted actually causes an eyebrow. And he just shakes his head. I don't get you, and walks away.
That makes 2 of us.
Alright, so it doesn't take long. Take only an hour for you to hear the results. They have taken your advice on board, and knowing that the Federation News Service is on their tail as well, that the results are 3-0 in favour of maintaining resources to help the Saure people develop and replant their faces, replant their feet on the new world.
Oh, it always feels good taking an Admiral to task.
And unless anyone else wants a scene, this is where we're going to end this one shot.
Can I have a quick scene with Ted, if that's cool?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, where do you want to set it?
Oh.
I'm like, are we back? No, we're not back on the ship yet. So probably wherever Ted's room is on the space dock.
Do you want it to be in private, or can it be a little bit public?
If it's in public, I would want it to be just like the two of them in like a secluded area. But
yeah, we could probably be like one of the viewing areas on our space dock.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Blanket Fort Nation over there, Jesus.
Yeah, just walk over. Captain.
Commander.
Can I sit?
Yeah, please.
And I sit down. I wanted to see if you were okay.
Not obvious, huh?
We were in the middle of a conversation. You appeared out of nowhere, and then you disappeared again. You've been acting quiet, which I thought I would like, but I don't like. And you just seem very distant. And I wanted to see if you were all right.
Ryza was not the experience I would have liked to have had. And at some point soon, I'm actually going to have to discuss this with the senior staff.
All right. I just wanted you to know that we're here for you.
I could definitely see that. It's nice being on the same wavelength with my senior staff for a change.
And I admit that we haven't had much time to talk before now, and I lament it. I've mostly attempted to keep my distance because, well, in the ADF, being close to your captain is rather stupid.
Yeah, plus I also ended up stumping all over your department as soon as I got on board. That wasn't a good idea.
You were new. I was still new. And this is your first command. It's growing pains should be expected. I should have been a little bit nicer.
It's just how it is. It's kind of what we are, really.
Learning as we go.
Yeah. You sure Nisha really wants to go into engineering? Can't get...
I've tried. I've tried everything.
Really? Have you tried temporal dynamics?
Look.
6'4" down Mazaka has met Lasan's kid and is like giving them blueprints.
if Sokka's the enabler.
If she gets it in her head that she doesn't like ships, or designing ships to have some sort of temporal distortion would be good, I'll let her know that she can contact you.
All right.
But I actually wanted to give you this. And I hold out a box to Ted.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Do I open it here or do I?
yeah, you can. It's not anything sensitive,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I open the box.
and it is a perfectly pristine piece of Andorian tile.
Would I recognize it?
It's pretty well known. It's like one of the major Andorian art forms.
Okay. Would I recognize the significance of being given this item?
I don't think there's a general significance, but if you have an idea in mind, go for it.
No, I was just asking you. Oh, this is exquisite. What's the occasion?
I tend to bring home with me, and I'd been planning on giving one to each of the members of the senior staff. It only seemed right to start from the top.
Ted actually seems a little bit touched. Thank you, Lazan.
You're welcome. Also, do me a favor.
Yes?
Keep giving me Admiralty hell.
He just kind of does that evil chuckle.
And she gets up and walks away.
Yeah, Ted just kind of closes the box and goes back to gazing at the stars.
A few minutes later, Ted, you hear a chime on your comm badge. Valkyrie to Captain Ted.
I tap it. Ted here.
We are receiving a hail for you from the USS Amazon.
Give me 5 minutes. And I head over to the nearest transporter pad and I beam back onto the Valkyrie. And I head to my ready room.
Alright, so as you enter, the hail's there ready to be accepted.
Alright. I open my communications console, activate the secure function, and turn this into a closed conversation. Go secure, basically.
Yep. Captain David DeHung, wasn't it?
Sung-Wo.
Sung-Wo.
Yeah.
Of the USS Amazon appears on your little console.
Captain Sung-Wo.
Captain... I don't know whether to call you Reventress or Tedachesco. He sort of sly grin and just scratches his chin a bit.
It's always been Ted, sir.
As it has. He sort of chuckles as well. Well, it's not great to hear from you. It's quite odd. What can I do for you?
I was a little surprised you were out of contact for a while. Wasn't aware the Amazon was on any sort of sensitive assignment.
Some things have changed, but not too many.
All right. Actually, there is something I wanted to ask you about. Sir, I guess.
They call me David. We're both captains.
All right. David, I know you tend to keep an ear to what's been going on with the other command staff. Have you heard any rumors about people being taken by Federation species, members of Federation species wearing black uniforms?
You see like a confused reaction on his face. No?
Nothing at all?
Nothing from... No.
I'll be
What's
honest, I'm
happened?
not. It's an incident on Ryza. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure I can believe all the details myself, but I have reason to believe there may be some kind of group or organization within Starfleet and the Federation itself that seeks to undermine its values for the supposed betterment and safety of the Federation as a whole. Our very own Obsidian Order.
So a Black Ops kind of unit.
Yeah. Something like that. From what I understand, I was taken in my sleep to a hologram, the holodeck, which is the fidelity was far, far greater than anything I've ever experienced. I was run through a simulation, and it was intense, and I believe was intended to push both my boundaries and my levels of stress to figure out how far I would go to adhere to the safety of the Federation. And in the end, the ruse was revealed, and they attempted to recruit me.
They attempted to recruit you. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Of all people, I mean, me?
I can sort of see why they'd want you.
If this is about the prince thing, it's really no.
Well,
no.
Well, in part, but let's. You do realize you sound crazy, and
Yeah, this is why I haven't told anyone else. You're the only person I've told so far, David.
but I think that's sort of by design.
The fact is, they let me go without any sort of mental wiping or anything, which means they don't really care who I tell.
Which probably means that if they sort of maybe want you to tell people so that they can discredit you. Like
Possibly.
Make people, like, if they can discredit you, make you a pariah, make no one believe you, then who cares what you say? That no one would take you seriously, and if you're saying what you're saying is true, which I do believe you, then they're definitely going to be keeping an eye out. These people, whoever they are, must have been watching you for some time, and they would have a plan to deal with you if things didn't go their way. So be careful.
Yeah, you too. Even telling you may have put you in the crosshairs.
Well, if they start something,
You're gonna end it?
Yes.
Yeah. And again, if you hear anything, maybe try to get word.
I will. The fact that they've been able to be so quiet means I must. Yeah, they're cold. They're calculating. They have to be.
Yeah.
Well,
I might also and that's a good idea, but I might reach out. I might reach out to some contacts I have in the DTI, just in case.
Well, the likelihood is that they're not going to start anything, hopefully, because they want you to make a fool of yourself. But if they do, you have to be ready for attacks on your character, attacks from every angle apart from the direct. They wouldn't be so blunt. They wouldn't be so open to attack you directly, but they would use any tactic. If they're willing to do what you say they are, then should expect nothing less from what they're going to do to you.
Yeah. For the time being, it might be best to just go business as usual and see if they make another move.
He just sort of nods silently. Well, if you find any further information out, let me know.
Yeah, and same to you. Say hi to Luke Cross for me. I know writing science division can be tough.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He wasn't a U, but he's getting there.
That's probably a plus.
Or a positive and a negative, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, next time you're in the area, maybe we can, get a drink and pick your brain, figure out what the hell's going on. It'd just be nice to talk to somebody from the old days.
Well, if I'll try and keep you updated whenever I can. We're stuck out in the Alpha Quadrant, basically dealing with the demilitarized zone. That's fun.
Yeah. Look, you're not next to Deep Space Nine. That place is so crazy right now.
Yeah, we're far enough away, but it would be nice to have a stable base to go back to.
Yeah. All right. Just thanks for answering my call.
Anything I can, anything for an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch yourself.
Same to you, Captain.
And that's when the call ends.
Yep.
And that is all for now. I think we almost stacked it on exactly 2 hours, so yay.